We have already completed the religious act. So what else? I have paid my duty to Allah. I believe in Allah alone. I observe my salat regularly. You know me. Because that is the beginning of the most devoted servant of Allah in this part of the world. To become the testimony or it is a mark of appreciation for somebody who is very religious and contributing to the work of Allah. We fasted in the last Ramadan. They all knew that I fasted. I even gave so many people iftar. And I did my tithe, my zakat. And alhamdulillah, Allah has answered my prayer. I've gone to the house of Allah. I saw the Kaaba. Saw it live and direct. Not the one I saw on video or television. In fact, I saw this. I prayed behind me. So when the people have not gone on Hajj, in fact, they will be so envious. In fact, I was at Arafat, Jabal Rahman. I went there, the mountain of mercy. I went there and I prayed to Allah. I said, I touch it. They said you can't touch it. I went there, I showed everybody. I won't allow the Ummahat to go near. What else? There's nothing behind. We've done Islam. We don't consider the about Jam and Islam. Allahu Akbar. Ya Abdullah. If that is the case, then the Islam that we are enjoying today, the fruit of Islam that we are enjoying today, we wouldn't have come across it if the person whom Allah sent with the message had stopped there, or if the companions they have stopped there, wouldn't have come across the Islam that today if you shout La ilaha illallah from here to Marina, you know what they will do? They will think the person has gone mad. They won't tell him, they capture him, tie him down. No, which used to be the case in the past. No. They don't want to hear that slogan. But in today's Nigeria, to do that, people will say maybe something is wrong with him. He's the only one shouting, La ilaha illallah. You better be careful. Maybe the man has gone, score, something like that. That is the benefit of Islam we are enjoying, because some people have watered that seed of Islam, they nurtured it, and they ensure that it grew up and gave us good food that we are just enjoying. But beyond this, Islam has not ended. The first thing I expect the Hajj, and by extension to all of us to do, is having attained this level by witnessing the month of Dhul-Hijjah, which is the 12th month in the lunar calendar of Islam, which signifies the end of the year. Let us go back to do muhasabah to nafs. That's the first thing. Just like any reasonable organization, any society that we can call a society, we also do. At the end of the year, you must do what? Your annual convention, your annual conference, whatever name you call it. To do what? To take stock, to evaluate your actions or your reactions. Those you have done throughout the condition of commission, to know whether you have fared well or you have not done well, to know why you have not been able to achieve XYZ objective you have set for yourselves. And the way you have done excellently well, to know what actually aided you to achieve those things. And then how can you again project yourself? What is your vision for the next 12 calendar months? You want to remain where you are last year and this year, or you want to go down? So many things. That self-evaluation will enable you to exactly know where you belong. What is your level of taqwa with Allah? What is your level of closeness to Allah? Can you conveniently tell yourself that if they ask you to pray for the ummah, that your prayer will be accepted? You ask yourself, because this mouth, if you eat haram with this mouth, your prayer will not be accepted. If you wear haram, prayer will not be accepted. If you dwell in haram, the prayer will not be accepted. Then we are living under the mercy of some of us who are the awliya of Allah, who are the friends of Allah. We are living under their mercy. It is these people that Allah is looking to to spare us. Otherwise, one crime that nations in the past, just one, committed and what destroyed them, we today, we have combinations of them, and yet we are still enjoying the wrath of Allah. Even courtesy of some of us who are God-fearers among us. Because if the fitna is going to come, it's not going to fall on those who are perpetrated behind it alone. We will take along with them those who are even the awliya of Allah. And that is what the Quran says, وَتَقُوا فِتْنَةً لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنكُمْ خَاصَّةً. Fear that tribulations of some people, they are usually very small. Even ba'ata ashiqaha, just it takes only one person to infect us with the virus, and then all of us become infected. If we don't quickly immunize ourselves, only one person will be the one to sell the message of problem to the community, and then the whole community will buy it. So we must use al-muhasabatu an-nafs. When Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed the Hajjatul Wada, the last pilgrimage, Allah revealed a verse for him to tell him that Islam has been completed for him and the Risalah has come to an end. Quran chapter 5 verse 3. Allah says, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum al-Islam dinan. Today, I've completed for you your deen, which is al-Islam. I've equally perfected my favor, my bounties on you, and I'm pleased to have chosen for you as your creed, as your way of life, as your system, what? Al-Islam. One of the Jewish monks told Umar that if this verse, he says, ayatun fi kitabikum law nazalat alayna ma'ashara al-yahud latakhazna dhalika al-yawma alladhi nazalat fihi 'idan. If that particular verse in your book, Quran, had been revealed to us, we, the Jews, collectively, that verse alone, on that day that it was revealed, would have taken that day to be a day of festival. Every year we're celebrating that particular day. And Umar said, I know that particular verse. That verse is the verse I just recited. That is the Jews. They recognize the favor Allah has given to us. But Allah used to give them favor in the past. More than any other nation. That there is no any nation on the surface of the earth that have benefited immensely from Allah's bounties more than the Jews. They had the largest number of Rusul. So when Allah revealed this, they became envious. You don't know the importance of what Allah is doing for you, but we know it. It is only a wish that cannot be accomplished. So with this, it doesn't mean after perform Hajj, that is the end of our ibadah. We have to do self-evaluation, to look at those pillars of Islam one after the other. And if you critically look at those pillars of Islam, you will understand that there's one central theme in all those pillars of Islam. There's one central theme in all those pillars of Islam that cut across all of them. And that is what? Taqwa. Taqwa. If you look at the Tawheed of Allah, looking at the Rububiyyah of Allah, the Lordship of Allah, the Uluhiyyah of Allah, the oneness of Allah, the Asma wa Sifat of Allah, the beautifulness and the attribute of Allah, they all underscore the uniqueness and the oneness of Allah, and tries to ensure that we have this fear of Allah in us. If you look at Quran, Surah Al-Anfal, Quran chapter 8, verse 2, Allah says, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَجَلَتْ قُلُوبُهُمْ وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُمْ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. Allah says the believers are only those when Allah's name is mentioned, they feel a fear, a tremor in their hearts. They feel the fear of Allah in their hearts. And when the verses of Allah are rehearsed to their hearings, it increases them in what? In Imam, faith. And this makes them to reinforce their reliance on Allah. The fear of Allah is what prompted us to go on Hajj. And when we went on Hajj, people saw truly, sincerely that fear of Allah in us. From the point when we left our home, if we had the privilege of seeing the heart of the Hujjaj, you will see the sincerity of their prayers when leaving home. They left home with fear and hope and happiness. Happiness that I'm going on Hajj. Hope that will this become a reality. And the fear that, is it possible that I will be counted as among those who have performed Hajj, and I will go and I will come back safely. Sincerely, you will see that fear in them. So that prayer they make at that time is a sincere prayer. Even when they enter the balloon, and the cabin crew says, close the door. For those who are first timer, if you take their heartbeat, you know that something terrible is going on in their heart. When they see the way the aircraft is moving, and should there even be turbulence, they will pray fervently, sincerely. Sincere prayer. Some people will even make covenants. Lie and jay eternal, and I will not be in the sanctuary. Allah, the man is one with the candle, I do that for many of the judges have said this. Either the old judge or the new judge. It's a lorry, it's a body, I do that for long. Ǹjẹ́ fi ẹ̀mí orí ọ̀fọ́dọ́mù káṣí dúpẹ́ yẹn kì í ṣe pé káàkiri sọ pé alhamdulilayi rárá o kèdè yìí tí ò tiẹ̀ wọ́n náà wọ́n lè bá yín sọ pé olóhùn alhamdulilayi ó dà ká tó sọ dáadáa ju ẹ̀ pápá lọ lẹ́yìn tó lọ́wọ́ fẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí orí ká dúpẹ́ lọ́dún ẹ̀ pé ká jọ́sìn fún to reinforce our ibadah in Allah. If you look at your salat, you observe. I can say the central theme of your salat. You discover that when you perform Hajj, you didn't miss your 5 rakah in Jama'ah. You were always conscious. When you hear the call of the Adhan from Haram, every other month we follow suit after that. You see people leaving everything, their business, their whatever, they will leave it. When it is time for salat, they go straight to the masjid. Nobody will do anyone as if for you. Consciously yourself, you join them. That consciousness of Allah and the fear of Allah in you at that time has changed you from the person you used to be before. And you make sure, even when you are feeling tired, you still muster the courage to say, no, come on, no, keep your mouth there. Because the level of your faith and iman at that time, has gone up. And the imanu yazidu wa yankusu. Yazidu binisbati al-amal as-salihah. It increases when you perform righteous deeds, and your iman goes down when you neglect those righteous deeds, and you allow the wind of determination and what we call, element of the soul, like laziness, procrastination of ibadah, and then trying to now summarize your ibadah within the next 2-3 minutes. Constantly, your iman goes down, and gradually you are exposed to what? Infection. Those infections are not the physical one you see, but we call them amoradul qulub, the element of the soul. There are so many of them. But when you perform your salat, even if you are not conscious, people you see around will pick your conscience, and your consciousness will come up. These are the people Allah described in Quran chapter 3 verse 2. الذين هم في صلاتهم خاشعون. The true believers, those when they stand before Allah in their prayer, you will see the humbleness and the fear of Allah and absolute submissiveness to Allah in them. But you know, the moment you leave that environment that is conducive for this kind of things, you come back to your environment, you see that consciousness, that humbleness, submissiveness in Allah is not there. It has become what I call routiniya. Routiniya from the English word of routine. Yes, you know, something you do, you know, from time to time. Allah Akbar. Bismillah. Allah Akbar. Assalamu alaikum. It is routine. It has been programmed. Even when you don't even know what you are even reciting, you just reciting something. Yeah, that fear of Allah is not there. The consciousness is not there. The Hujjaj, that consciousness, that fear of Allah that you have experienced while on Hajj, you really saw people praying 5 times a day. You see people who come from long distances. They come from long distances to come and pray in the house of Allah. And you that is very close by to your masjid, the madam will call you Adhan, you will not leave the place to go and tell your prayer there. They will finish everything. Hours after that, then you now remember that I have not said your prayer, then you do ablution to pray. You are destroying your ibadah gradually. Because the Hajj you perform, we are coming to examine whether that Hajj has been accepted or not. We give us handout to know whether it has been accepted or not. Then you are the one to mark it by yourself. And then you grade yourself whether it has been accepted or not. Because like a student that wants to sit for exam, he will study, we do tutorials, we look for so many past questions, we ask questions, we even try to defend the lecturers, to be kind and nice to them, so that they will know that this is a very serious student. And then even after the exam, you will still be very close to the lecturers, showing face, so that you know that I'm still there, sir, I'm still there, I'm a very good person, I remain loyal. You know, we do that as students. You have gone, you have come back. Are you doing that for Allah? That student who is doing that is because he has an objective. The exam he has sat for, he wants that exam, he wants to pass. He wants one way or the other to influence the lecturer so that he can pass him, or her can pass him. This show with those of us who have performed Hajj. We have gone, we have done everything. Are we sure that the Hajj we have done will be accepted by Allah? Those things that can equally make us to have that hope that will be accepted by Allah is to do us, to increase those ibadah that will draw us closer to Allah. If you look at your zakat, it is the same. The central thing here is taqwa. Allah says in Quran chapter 93 from verse 17 to verse 20, وَسَجَنَّهُ وَلَعَتِقُ الَّذِي يُؤْتِي مَالَهُ يَتَزَكَّى وَمَا لِأَحَدٍ عِنْدَهُ مِنْ نِعْمَةٍ تُجْزَى. Allah says, and the God-fearing will be saved. From what? From hellfire. Who are those people Allah is referring to? They are those that gives out of the work Allah has given them to purify their souls. The central thing in all the pillars is taqwa. And when you come back to Saul, that verse is very popular. Quran chapter 2 verse 183. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. The same taqwa. That we can imbibe self-restraint, fear of Allah. That's why you observe Siyam. Then coming down to Hajj, it is the same. In Quran chapter 2, verse 197, Allah says, Al-Hajju ashhur ma'lumat. فَمَنْ فَرَدَ فِيهِنَّ الْحَجَّ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ وَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ فِي الْحَجِّ وَمَا تَفْعَلُ مِنْ خَيْرٍ يَعْلَمُهُ اللَّهُ وَتَزَوَّدُوا فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الزَّادِ التَّقْوَى فَاتَّقُونِ يَا أُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. Allah says, the month of Hajj are well known. The month of Shawwal, the month of Dhul Qa'dah, and the first 10 days in the month of Dhul Hijjah. And Allah informs us that in this particular period for those who perform Hajj, what ordinarily you may be permitted to do outside Hajj, during Hajj it has been made forbidden for you. And that is what? No sexual intercourse with your wife when you are in the state of Hira. Don't commit sins. Killing a mosquito when you are in Hira is a sin. Killing housefly when you are having the Hira on your body is a sin. These are very, very minute things, which ordinarily outside Iran, they are permissible. Within that period, Allah said, no, don't do that. No controversy, no argument. Many of us know how we have held the Hajj operators to ransom because of some delays, which might not even be due to their own making, but because we don't want to experience any difficulties, any hardship, which is not possible when you are a traveler. You are bound to experience some hardship, some disappointment. Allah says, don't engage in unnecessary quarreling argument. It will lead to what? Exchanging of physical blow. Allah says, whatever good you have done, you rest assured that Allah is fully aware of it. The Allah now said, what does that word do? Make provisions. This Hajj that you have done, the first thing Allah wants you to do is to make provisions. فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الزَّادِ, the best of all provisions for the Hajj is what? It is taqwa, the fear of Allah. And Allah says, fear me, O men of understanding. So you can see that all the preachers of Islam, the central thing here is what? Taqwa. So we expect somebody who has gone on Hajj, while on Hajj, must exhibit the highest level of al-muttaqun, those who fear Allah. And it is only those who fear Allah most that will be afflicted with lots of challenges, lots of fitna, lots of problems to test that level of our taqwa. If you can withstand all those things and you come back, you are not supposed to leave all those things that we have been able to suppress, to leave them behind at Jeddah. Or even some even carry it and bring it when they reach MM1 there. You just dump it there. Unknown luggage, it doesn't belong to any person. They just leave it there for the people to carry. Then wear the garment back, the old garment, before it left. At the spot there, you hear some obscene words from their mouth. About the Belon way. It means those central things have not been very, very effective for us. We have just gone as a tourist. And the reward you get there is you have seen the sights. You have enjoyed yourself. You have made friends. You have taken pictures. You have posted them on your Facebook. You have posted them on your different social media networks so that your friends in America don't know will see you. Where you are posting Alampusa with Hira, with friends. Then they will tell you, Alaji 1434, you respond. Those are your rewards. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you have not gone on Hajj for the sake of Allah. So the fear of Allah is minus. You must be conscious that we must reinforce that taqwa of Allah. Because it is the taqwa of Allah that will tell us whether our Hajj and other pillars of Islam that we have done is accepted or not. Because if you listen to the words of one of the leaders of Islam by name Ali, he said, a Muslim قولوا لقبول العمل أشد اتماما منكم بالعمل. He said we should be more concerned, Muslim, by attaching importance to the acceptability of our deeds more than the deed that we have even performed. That as you have performed, don't attach importance to it more than the attachment you are going to give or the importance you are going to give to Allah accepting the Hajj from you. I'm not sure that I'm making myself clear here. Because if you perform a Hajj and Allah has not accepted it from you, of what value is the Hajj? You perform other act of ibadah, Allah did not accept it from you. Of what importance, is those acts of ibadah? Because Ali said, Allah tasma'u Allah azza wa jalla يقول إنما يتقبل الله من المتقين. That have you not heard when Allah says that He, Allah, only accepts the deed, the act, the work of those who fear He, Allah. Which means it is only those that have fear of Allah in their deeds that Allah will accept it from them. Ya Hujjatullah, you must be very, very prayerful, because your Hajj, the result of the Hajj, is still under awaiting result. And when the student has sat for an exam, he is expecting to see the result of the exam. And two things will happen. Either he passes or he fails. If he has not seen the result, he's under awaiting result. That one is the most difficult. Very, very painful. Awaiting results. Our own case is also under awaiting results. And that is why we must not do anything that will destroy those ibadah that we have done. Prayer before going on Hajj, during Hajj, till the time we came down, we must ensure that we step up our ibadah so that we can use those actions as bonus for us. And one of the signs, like I said, will give us under to know whether our action is accepted or not, is Islamic scholars made us to understand that if you want to know whether your action has been accepted, if that action you have done leads you to perform another righteous deed, it is a manifestation that your prayer to Allah has been accepted. But if the action you perform does not lead you to do a righteous deed, that made you to be indifferent, or even made you to even encourage others not to do good to others, then it is a sign that your prayer has not been accepted. Because good work begets good work. Good work doesn't beget bad work. So it is a sign of the mercy of Allah that you are on the right path. Your action is being considered and given, positive response from Allah. That's why you are able to perform many other righteous deeds that will lead to many other righteous deeds. Having said this, it is also very important for me to also mention that having established these important points, there are many things I can mention, but the most important, which is the foundation of our work. You want to build a house, don't build a house from the roof. I've never seen somebody building a house from the roof. If you build a house from the roof, it will stand the test of time. You build from the foundation. And even if you are building from the foundation, it depends on the nature of the soil. If you are in a swampy area, if those who know very well about construction, often test the soil. They tell you this place needs piling. You can't just start building. Because the structure you want to put there, perhaps there are story buildings here and there. For that story to be able to stand and last for a number of years, you must do a lot of work in the foundation and make the foundation to be very, very strong. That foundation of our work is the taqwa of Allah. It is the first. Let us fear Allah. The absence of the fear of Allah has made nonsense of many of the Muslims who are living in this part of the world. Many are even synonymous with retrogression. You cannot be infatuated or attracted So he that calls himself Al-Haji or Al-Haja, because you can't see anything good coming from him. When he talks like a terror. But when he's coming to the office, the workers are already involved with fear. They have this psychological fear. The guy will not use sword, will not use cane, but anytime he's around, the workers are in a state of fear. The Muslim should not be like that. The Muslim should be somebody that's amiable. Your absence should always be a source of worry. That God, you are going in pain. When this man is not around like this, we always suffer. Should be the case. Not that when he's not around, I will go. I didn't know. A Muslim who has performed Hajj, because one of the miracles of Hajj is that Hajj is supposed to give us a rebirth, change our ways, make us to be humble, to be very, very submissive, to be caring, to be compassionate. And people will love us. Anytime they are with us, they always clap. We are like a resource house where nobody will come there and go without taking something beneficial. This is very, very key. Having said this, one other thing that I think is very important for me, for the Hujjaj, is that in the state of Hira, we observe that they will tell you, the operators will tell you, when you put on the Hira, there are certain no-go areas of Allah, which Allah calls Hududullah. Allah will say, Tilka Hududullahi fala ta'ataduha, wa man yata'adda Hududallahi fa'ulaika humu zalimun. Quran chapter 2, verse 229. Allah said, these are the limits ordained by Allah. Don't go beyond the limits ordained by Allah. Whoever has gone beyond the limits ordained by Allah, they are the wrongdoers. Now look at those things Allah says you shouldn't go near. Hujjaj, there are things that ordinarily you are privileged to do there. You have a wife, Allah says don't go near her when you are with the Hira. Because Allah, moving near your wife is halal. But at that particular time, Allah said don't go near your wife or your husband. Allah wants you to move closer to Him, and He wants to see the level of your Torah, your